Up next, you're going to see a free episode from my show, which airs exclusively on Motortrend On Demand. It's called Daily Fix. It airs every weekday on Motortrend On Demand. It's about...
Have I been on that?
This guy's been on it, Lucky Costa. You may recognize from all the other wonderful shows that we do. We take drives in cars, we talk about cars. It's all the stuff that you don't see on the glossy, nicely produced shows that Motortrend On Demand otherwise does, because that's what we do on a daily show. We drive cars, we have fun, we talk about them. Up next is a free episode. If you like it, sign up for a free 30-day trial of Motortrend On Demand at motortrendondemand.com. If not, hey, whatever, right?
You sign up for that?
I pay for it.
You get it for free. I pay for it every month too. I wanted to see what it was like.
It's $5 a month. Hey, welcome to this episode. We should probably call this episode Under the Hood. That's kind of the name for when we aren't driving
actually,
stuff.
From where we are, it could be in the hood.
We're at an undisclosed location.
Yeah, but it's in the hood. You can bet that.
In the hood with Roadkill. What's your official title? Do you have a title?
I don't know. I'm just like, David calls me Comic Relief.
Comic Relief?
But I think I'm just like the fix-all stunt double for a real mechanic.
We're here with Roadkill Comic Relief / fix-all stunt double mechanic.
For a real mechanic.
Lucky.
Yeah. Hey.
Who is going to walk us through Stubby Bob here, because we should probably explain, Roadkill's explained a couple of times, they shoot so much, they need some hand working on their cars, working on their junk.
Yeah. I mean, they do almost all the work themselves, but in some cases, the not so lackluster stuff like run a cooling system or, dig the rust out of the water out of the exhaust.
The real sexy jobs.
They call me for all the glamorous stuff,
So you worked quite a bit on Stubby Bob / Papa Wheelie. I like Papa Wheelie.
Was good.
Papa Wheelie was real good.
Yeah.
And what did you do on this truck?
Mostly the cooling system, and then fixed a couple other things, the charging system, the cooling system, and then I've done some maintenance on it. Like, little known fact, this car had a clutch, for the camera, a clutch, the steering column, and a brake and a gas pedal. Well, now there's a boat V drive about where the gas pedal is supposed to be, and it doesn't have a clutch. So I heated the brake pedal and bent it around the steering column and pulled it up where the clutch pedal used to be. And I think I should put the clutch pedal on eBay because it's a moneymaker. So now it's got it's a goofy brake pedal over here, and I put the gas pedal where the brake used to be. And it looks kind of natural in the car. I wouldn't drive it much.
Well, let's take a look. You wouldn't drive it much.
I just drive it around the block. But
he's driven it a bit, but doesn't want Freiberger to know, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Let's pop the hood and see.
Sure, you want to check out the motor?
You want to check out the motor? Lack thereof, right? So you did this cooling system.
Yeah.
What's unique about this versus besides
the cooling system is supposed to be narrower and up here.
Yeah.
And instead it's higher and back there. There used to be an engine right there. As a matter of fact, I forgot about it, but when this whole project started, they drove it in with the flathead and called me up and said, Lucky, take out the stock drivetrain. Yeah. So I think that's on my YouTube. Maybe they got some footage of it too. But yeah, so me and Kaylin took the front end off in one piece, left the hood on. Didn't even take the hood off to take out the motor and transmission.
Really?
And just stuck a forklift in and just lifted everything and pulled it right out.
How small is that flathead?
It's pretty small. It fit on one pallet with that little crash box transmission that comes with.
And so now there's so much room for activities in here.
Yeah, I told them they should put like a kegerator or, I don't know, maybe a seat. I figure we should move this and put one of those Subaru Brat seats, remember, with the handles in the back?
Pop the hood off?
I wouldn't pop the hood up. Just sit in there in case it's raining. Just
have a little hole.
Sell rides for $5 each.
I picture right now a hole right there with a glass canopy.
And a helmet.
A helmet. And that's the person there just yelling, witness me.
Right, exactly. Now, I would like to get the credit for that if David or Mike decide to do that. It was my idea to put a seat in the front and sell rides.
Now it's on video.
Unless someone gets hurt, at which point I had nothing to do with it. It's the dumbest idea, completely irresponsible.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
The negative terminals are still just hanging out.
Actually, I just left that there on purpose. It goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere, goes to nothing.
People are like, hey, that's why it won't start. The battery's not there.
So how difficult was, routing all this stuff in this car?
It wasn't really difficult. I mean, I did the radiator, and then you see the bracket has two sets of holes down there. And I got it all done. I started thinking, wait a minute, common sense says if you want to fill the radiator, if this is the radiator and the engine's up here, I might have to adjust things. So this is the actual height of the upper radiator hose in the back. So you pop off the upper radiator hose, you fill it here until it bubbles out the back, then you cap everything quick and drive it.
Well, this thing also doesn't see a lot of time at idle or running either, too, right? So it's not going to have much
on Power Tour, I saw those guys driving up and down aisles, like looking at stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And this thing?
There was a ambulance there called the Beerbulance. Did you see that thing?
I didn't.
It was like an ambulance, and they sold beer, gave beer out
That's
the back,
good.
and next thing you know, this thing is parked there. Go figure.
You want it close to the beer ambulance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you want to numb the pain. When,
So yeah, they were driving the thing around.
So let's go around the back, and we got to pay homage to this shrine of engine here.
Yeah, this is
This is so wild.
Yeah, these guys are crazy.
This is
I love
so
them.
wild. So when they first told you this was happening, what was your reaction?
You know what's funny is when they cut the frame, and I saw some footage of them rolling the rear end up the frame and taking 5 feet or 6 feet off the back, and then driving it down the street. I was just like, well, that looks crazy.
Yeah.
But oh, that's cool. So it'll be a burnout thing,
Yeah.
and whatever. And then when I saw them making engine plates, they kind of still didn't tell me what they were doing. And then I showed up one day and they had just the block sitting on the back. I was like, dude, I could not have called this for all the money in the world. So, and then everybody, of course, wanted to try and, oh, move it back further. It'll do easier wheelies. I was just like, this thing will never do a wheelie.
Really?
And then I talked to the guy that the motor, I think the motor is a total junkyard motor, and it was a day that the junkyard was selling everything for weight.
Yeah.
So it was like a $150 engine. And they cleaned it up and put a turbo on it, I guess on the dyno, and it pumped out like 900 horse on ideal conditions. And then they're like, perfect, let's get a blower and stick it on that $150 piece of crap motor. And I guess it's crazy horsepower because you've seen the video. I think just as soon as the boost comes up, stands right on the back wheels.
The gearing is still kind of a mystery too, because I mean, if we walk through the how it all works, there's transmission, V drive, and then the rear end.
It's a 2-speed rear end too.
2-speed rear end, and we don't really know what the ratios are on it, right?
No.
The V drive, we kind of know what the ratios are.
They do.
Yeah.
But,
and then the automatic, you would hope we know what the ratios are.
That's the best part. Is that transmission is like $6,000 or $8,000. I was like, it's a what? And it's got like $1,000 controller on it. I was like, what did you guys pay for this truck? They didn't pay that much money.
I just like how the further down the power you go, the more vague the
more
map
prehistoric.
Gets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
it's about 1:1. It's about 30 to 30%.
And because it looked like when they did the wheelie in it, it was just sort of rolling on. It wasn't like mashed. It was just, and this thing won't do burnouts too, right?
I don't know if it would. It's
I think
got all this weight over the rear wheel.
Yeah, flip right over. It's kind of nuts.
I think they ought to just put a couple wheels on each side of this and
roll it.
Wheelie. They've done burnouts for distance. They've done drifting for distance.
Yeah.
They need to do wheelies for distance.
What you do is you build out a piece of metal here that go out at an angle.
Yeah,
a skid, and just lay it on that and just
sure,
see
like
how far
hydraulic
you can
cars.
fly.
You get it just right, it'll stop right there.
Yeah, but the front suspension kind of broke when Finnegan came down on it, right?
Yeah, fatigued spring.
Yeah, is that?
They're older than me, so that's pretty old.
Are they going to replace that, or has that already been done?
No, I haven't done it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they may have. I don't think they have because the car still sits a little. She's a little crooked. Makes the headers look even.
Yeah. Right. What was crazy about this is I think like everybody when Freiberg and Finnegan were doing this, and when you were working on the suit, like nobody thought it would work.
Yeah, no.
Like
I mean,
nobody thought
right
it would
here,
work.
It's the KJ hater light right there.
And like I was in
just
that
like,
group.
oh, you
Everybody
guys
was in that group, but that's the story of Roadkill, right?
Right,
Is
yeah,
like in
exactly.
spite of all the odds and physics and science and math, like still triumph at
still pull it off. They still pull it off.
So what was like exceptionally hard? Was there anything exceptionally hard when you worked on this?
Actually, everything was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, since aesthetics didn't matter. As a matter of fact, I got aluminized pipe. I went down to a local muffler shop.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of aluminized pipe and said, put a 40, give me a couple of these on a 40, a 90, a 40, a 90. And then I just cut the sections out and put rubber hose in between them.
Yeah.
But when it was all said and done, it was aluminized pipe. And I'm thinking, these look okay. Then I made these out of bare metal and just kind of clamped it so it's kind of safe.
Clamps, yeah.
And the first thing they said is, why did you get the nice pipe? Didn't they have any old rusty stuff? I was like, it'll age. But it's not even aging.
It's not aging.
We might have to spray paint some patina
It's going to take some time. Fauxtina.
Yeah, exactly. Some fauxtina.
Fauxtina.
Yeah.
I've learned that one recently. I like it.
And then this was
that
a
is
fiasco.
amazing.
Yeah, this is the floor. This is the back of the cab.
Yeah.
This is the floor, I think. This is these are the 14-inch pieces of NASCAR.
Yes.
We took 14 inches out of the doors, so there's one on either side. And then everybody thought they were getting us back for borrowing the passenger seat out of that thing over there. But this is a section of the hood of the bone marrow.
Yeah.
But the best part was I went back in and they had made a piece of cardboard. It says, we owe you this much metal, and they taped it over the hole. I'm like, hey, who put this stupid sign on? And I pulled it, and there's like a big hole cut out of the hood.
I love it.
So,
It's so great.
good one, fellas.
Don't leave your cars in the 10
Yeah,
tech studio.
they cannot be trusted.
Metal will just disappear.
They cannot be
it's
trusted.
Like
and Kalen's in charge over there.
Yeah.
So you would think he would say, don't take that.
I think it's just la la la
But
la la.
he was straight out, no, help yourselves.
Help yourselves. It's a bummer. He was probably thinking if they keep taking metal off bone marrow, eventually it will just disappear one
He
day.
loves humor.
So
he was, this will be so funny when they come in. We're going to put the hood on the Camaro so it doesn't get rained on. Wait a minute.
Let's pop the door and look inside here. We probably, I can see that bend job.
You like that?
That's pretty wild.
There's a patent on that. So.
There's a patent on that. The safety box around the V-Drive.
Well, it's not just around the V-Drive. If you look underneath the seat, it's thick wall steel right there,
Oh,
too. It's like an
here,
airplane.
yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like a big, giant
That's
airplane.
super thick.
So, yeah, I call that the Nard Guard. And I asked him, I go, you know, we need to do something under. Those are the back seats out of the bone marrow, too.
Oh,
And they're
really?
just welded to those pieces of metal.
Yeah.
But I asked him, I go, okay, who gets this? Who gets the colostomy bag and who just has to poop themselves is what I asked him. Because you need to put something under the seat for when this thing comes apart.
It hasn't yet, though. It's been surprisingly resilient.
It's crazy. You
Do
know,
you have-
I've just driven it briefly here.
Yeah.
And that is, the V-Drive is sketchy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you let off the gas and you hear direct gear drive, ying, ying, ying. I was like, oh, something's coming apart. I better park this thing.
Do you have much experience with V-Drives?
No, I mean, I drove a boat once and, you know, it was between my legs and then they told me what it was going to do. I was like, I don't want to drive that boat anymore.
Is it supposed to be cooled, or is it?
No,
I don't know anything about
Well,
V-Drives.
some of them do. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if it's like endurance style, I would
Yeah.
assume they had pumping oil in and out of it. But realistically, I think they're just full of oil.
It's full of just oil bath, and is there a cooler on this, or is that just no?
No. I mean,
Have fun.
no. There's operating instructions. Now, that
There's
was
operating-
my most recent story was to go over and make sure it runs the people that transport them to the different
Yeah,
shows and stuff.
yeah.
Like, it won't start, we
Yeah.
pump the gas, we do, and I get in, I find out the fuel pumps burn up because they left the ignition switch on. So I
Okay.
wrote on and off on the ignition switch with a silver pen.
That's this guy here.
Right?
Okay.
And then I left very simple instructions. Turn ignition switch off. So when they get out, they can see that first thing.
That's very helpful. This is basically going to become a traveling like roadshow now, a
Sideshow, more like
sideshow,
freak show,
sideshows.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the better term for
Yeah.
Roadkill for all the events and stuff they go to. So people can see this at Roadkill
Everything.
events.
Yeah.
I think this is going to SEMA too, right?
Yeah, it is going to SEMA.
It's going to SEMA. So.
And it was just at that Orange County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
So
yeah,
just
yeah,
recently
yeah.
there.
Are we going to have
Thank
like
you,
a,
whoever left the ignition switch on, because I got called to do a little extra work.
Are we going to have like a tetanus shot booth right next to it?
You would think
You
that,
would hope
yeah,
so. I've
yeah.
touched this a lot, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to go get mine.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Lucky.
Sure,
for
buddy.
showing us around.
Stubby Bob.
Stubby Bob.
It's not my project, but I love working on it.
Papa Wheelie is still the strongest one.
That was a good. Someone made a license plate that said Papa Wheelie. It actually looked pretty neat.
Were you saying you thought there was a gun rack in here?
I thought, yeah, that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's illegal in California to do such a thing, but I may or may not have brought my AR today.
Okay.
Because I thought there was a gun rack. I worked on a 48 earlier in the week,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking that thing had a Stetson holder.
Yeah, Stetson,
And,
really?
Yeah. On the roof,
Cowboy
you take
hats.
off your hat. It's a little spring-loaded clip, and it holds your Stetson without messing up the brim.
Very
And
important.
then had a gun rack. I was like, oh, it would be so funny if they were like panning around with the camera, and they look up, and there's an AR hanging in
Just
the back
hang
window.
on it.
But yeah, I wouldn't do that. It is California. I'm sure there's a federal offense against
well,
bringing an AR
I
anywhere.
don't think you can't. You could probably put it in there. You just can't have any, bullets in there.
Actually, no, you can't even.
Yeah.
You can put it in there in any place but California.
Yeah. On that note, thanks for watching this episode of.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. We'll see you next time. Hopefully back with this guy and more Roadkill cars.
Sure.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
And
Scene.
Here's what you missed last week on Daily Fix, exclusively on Motor Trend On Demand.
If you open a dictionary and you look up fun, there is a picture of a dune buggy.
They've done burnouts for distance. They've done
yeah.
drifting for distance.
Yeah.
They need to do wheelies for distance.
welcome to SEMA 2016. Off-road, overland, underland, and now underwater.
Underwater guy.
Driving professional.
I want your job. What do I have to do?
Kill me.
I'm Carlos Lago, and if you didn't watch last week's Daily Fix, you should do that now. It's exclusive on Motor Trend.